I'm Martin McLaughlin from the 52nd District in Illinois. Prior to my comments, I just want to make everyone aware I am a small business owner who has been investing in bonds and stocks on behalf of my clients for over 30 years. So when it comes to Moody's ratings and other Fitch and others, I have been intimately aware of the credit rating of Illinois for some time. Last month, the governor took to the podium at the state capitol and addressed a joint meeting of the General Assembly. Among the many flowery remarks on our fiscal state, the governor spoke about our standing with Moody's in the past week. In the February report, which starts off in a summary, as previously stated, our unemployment in the state's 4.7, above our region of 3.7. As it relates to the state's credit rating, which has been touted by the governor as a reason for optimism, and after 9 credit upgrades, we need to understand where we stand to the rest of the country. We are still the worst state in the nation and pay the highest interest cost, hundreds of millions of dollars to our taxpayers because of our poor fiscal management. Moody's quotes the current view of Illinois that the risks lean to the downside in Illinois and make us more vulnerable than any other state to a negative shift in the national global economy because our lean reserves and heavy fixed costs. Those are not my words, those are the analysts at Moody's. Moody's mentioned that our state, although attempting to present ourselves in a positive manner, always seems, again a quote from Moody's, a few steps behind the other Midwest states in jobs and income growth. They mentioned Chicago's economy as showing signs of fatigue, and Lake County, which is in my district, which disappointingly has a 5% unemployment rate. And I do need to mention Lake County does border with the state of Wisconsin. Illinois is well below the average performer in what Moody describes as the Midwest's slow-growing economy. The governor's budget address did not specifically mention, but today, this morning in COGFA, we did talk about not honoring the rollback on net operating loss deductions. And if that's a mouthful of word salad for non-business people, what that will do is it will add another $500 million to existing businesses in Illinois. We need to remember that businesses and corporations are the lifeblood and the employers of our state. Further, many of these corporations are owned by public employee labor unions, by private sector employees. What I often hear is Wall Street and Main Street are very different. That's not true. Main Street owns most of these businesses, and when they do well, our residents can retire well. Finally, Moody's ranks Illinois in relation to other states on a corporate tax perspective. As Representative Ellick mentioned, we rank the lowest, or to put it in proper perspective, we have the highest burden of corporate taxation relative to Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, and Iowa. The Tribune's concerns are legitimate as it relates to increased energy costs. One of the reasons that data centers came to the state of Illinois a few years ago to great fanfare was because of our reliable, low-cost energy. When businesses can't rely upon reliable, low-cost energy, they will choose other states. Solutions. I will support any real tax cuts this session, and I would love to see my colleagues pass House Joint Resolution 44, I've been speaking about for a number of weeks. I'm co-sponsoring with Representative Reich to have a commission on fiscal reform, which will create a standing budget committee to conduct forensic audit of all state spending and build a budget using zero-sum budgeting. What I'd like to see is some of my Democratic colleagues, and not zero, support this so we can actually get some transparency, not only on the hundreds of millions that we're budgeting, but where it's spent and who benefits. Finally, we cannot keep adding $2 billion in structural social program spending each year. It's completely unsustainable, and it's out of control. The governor may have many allies in Springfield that are the go-along, get-along club, but this fiscal insanity needs to stop. The people of Illinois are at a breaking point. Business owners and hardworking individuals are the backbone of this great state of Illinois. We need to start to be honest about where we are as a starting point and where we need to go and what we need to do. And I thank you for being here today.